Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about email marketing. Email marketing is a very important part of digital marketing campaign. Email marketing campaign is something which is always going to be prevalent, even though there will be, with the recent trends of WhatsApp marketing also, which is into picture now. Email marketing is something which is always going to be professionally and authentically accepted. So let us start. Now we're going to talk about what is email marketing. So before starting off this the whole lecture, let us first know why email marketing. Because email is a very essential part of digital marketing campaign. Why? Because it helps your customer move from one stage of their customer journey to another stage of their customer journey. We have already discussed and I have already made the video on the stages of the customer journey. Kindly go and check that. So email marketing is particularly, obviously we know it is cost effective, it is more accepted, people are more you can say convenient. The email marketing campaign, it is accepted professionally, it is more accepted. So let us begin now. Okay, now let us talk about what is email marketing. So email marketing is something which is very much essential when you have to grow your business through dynamic relationship based marketing. What does that mean? Now relationship based marketing means when we have to, relationship maintenance talks about when we have to interact with people, when you have to maintain relationships, and then when we are professionally talking about any kind of matters, we have to ensure that everything is in black and white for future reference, for clarity of information, and to avoid any kind of a confusion. Okay, so email in that case serves the best purpose for long term maintenance of the relationship also between the organizations and within the organization also with the different personnels and so on. Okay, so the second point is one of the primary source of information. Yes, it is a very important source of information because we receive lots of emails in our daily day-to-day basis. You must have also checked your inbox occasionally. Yes, so this email marketing campaign is something we receive so many emails. What is more essential is what kind of email are we receiving. Second is how important do we feel or how attractive is the subject line of the email which is making or compelling us to actually open the email, okay, and go through the content of the email. So it is definitely a primary source of information because it is giving us essential information about the products, about the organization, about any kind of an offer. Okay, so the third is cost effective and time effective. So email marketing campaign is definitely cost effective and time effective. Because why cost effective? You do not have to spend money in spreading any kind of an information via email. Okay, and obviously time effective because with instant click you are just sending the email and it is being sent to the receiver. Okay, so this is something which is cost and time effective both. And in today's time of digitalization where time becomes very much precious, even with seconds you can say the dealings of different organization is happening within seconds. A lot of competition is making a lot of difference. Okay, so in that case email marketing is something which is going to be evergreen. Okay, then is it helps to move the customers from one stage of their customer journey to another. I have already spoken about the customer journey and I have made the video upon that. Please go and check into the series, the same digital marketing series. So email marketing helps the customer understand that how important the organization is, what purpose the organization can help them solve, or what kind of a solution can you actually provide to your target audience, or different types of offers that you can render to your target audience. Okay, so this is something which is kind of impacting also, engaging the target audience for longer term and ensuring that they stay with the organization and become a loyal customer. Okay, Now, what is the key behind this? The key is you send the right kind of an email at the right time, because this is something which plays a very essential role. We receive lot of emails. You must have seen, must have checked your own inbox also. We are bombarded with the emails from all sorts of different organizations. So do we really open all the emails? No. Do we actually have the time to go through every email? Specifically, no. Yes. So what happens is, the key to the effective email marketing campaign is when you are sending the right kind of an email. Right kind of an email, we are going to discuss this later on also. At what stage of the customer journey are you providing, which kind of an email are you actually providing to your target audience, and to which target audience? That is also very important. So now we are going to talk about the major takeaways of this lecture. We will discuss the different types of emails. Then we are going to talk about sending broadcast and triggered emails. Email campaign, when to send them. So what is the exact time where you can actually send a particular kind of an email so that your email marketing strategy is effective. Next is you're creating an email campaign. What are the different types of email marketing campaigns? Next is designing emails, effective email. We are going to also talk about how are you going to design an effective email. Then is the reason why people purchase a particular product or any kind of a service. And then we are going to talk about writing an effective email subject line. Okay. So now we are going to talk about the types of emails. The very first is promotional emails. Now, promotional emails are very important part of the digital marketing campaign. A good percentage of the customers are actually converted because of the promotional emails. So therefore, this is something which is actually helping in convincing your consumer or the customer to at least open the email and be converted or buy your products or the services. These are the emails which are helping in providing value as well as increase the sales. So these are the emails which are best for lead generation. What is that? We have already discussed in my previous videos. They are good for retention also, retaining the consumer. Then as it is good for even engagement of your customers, because retaining a customer for a longer term is even more essential. And then is your nurturing. It is also important in case of nurturing your target audience. It is good for sales, loyalty, and upselling. Now, what is upselling? I have already spoken regarding it earlier. When we are talking about convincing the customer, it is very essential that we have to relate ourselves also to the consumer. Normally, what happens is the organizations, they tend to go for promotional emails too much, and maximum of the time they are so much engaged in sending promotional emails that they lose the essentiality of maintaining, or you can say relating to the consumer in diverse ways which they could have done. That is why different types of emails come into picture, and their essentiality, or you can say importance, becomes very much essential. Now, promotional emails also helps us. The leads and the customers are presented with the offer in the form of a promotional content. So as a promotion of your organization, of your the products you are selling, or the offers that you have, or any kind of a brand announcement that you are doing, any kind of an event announcement that you are going for, or any kind of a new product that you are releasing, or any upgraded product that has been released by your organization, you offer them in the form of your gated offers. Now, gated offers, I have already made the video for this too. Gated offers, such as where you are valuable information is being provided by the organization, and only in exchange of the contact information such as your email, maybe phone number. Why? Because then in that case a follow-up with the email can be done. This is where your email marketing campaign also comes into picture there. The second one is your relational emails. So as the name says, relational, it simply means that maintaining some kind of a relationship. So relationship is maintained once you are actually aware. Okay, once there has already been an introduction into our life of a certain customers, Okay, so relationship emails is where you are actually not selling your product. In that case, you are simply maintaining or building a relationship with your customer, a healthy relationship with your customer, so that he is engaged with you, so that he is retained with your brand for a longer period of time. So what are you actually providing? You are providing free content in any kind of an information, such as the subscribers welcome information. You may give them certain newsletters, webinar guides, or even surveys or social updates. You can even go for blog articles, contest announcements, and so on. So this is something where you are kind of engaging your customers. You are making him feel a very essential part of your brand, so that he is constantly engaged, and then he can be converted into a loyal customer for long term. Relationship email marketing plays a very important role, particularly to, you can say, hold on to your customer. So when you provide a high quality content to your customer via email, the customer is definitely is convinced to maintain a good, or you can say a high level relationship with you for a longer term. Then next is your transactional emails. Transaction is something which is like kind of two-way. This transaction email plays very important role when certain kind of an action has already been taken by your consumer or the customer. See, it's a sent in response to the action taken by the customer with your brand. Okay, what kind of actions can be taken by your customer? There can be some kind of an order confirmation, there can be a receipt, there can be coupon codes that can be offered, there can be account creation, support tickets, okay, password reminders which you can send them occasionally. You can also go for transactional emails in the case of shipping notifications. Okay, then you have your product return. In case you are going for any kind of product return, the details of, or you can say, having a concern or making the consumer feel that you are concerned with the consumer, transactional email plays a very important role. Okay, then is your unsubscribe confirmations too, because there can be possibilities where the consumer is not liking your product, but then instead of taking it negatively, you have to help them, again, you can say, re-engage them or build the trust again if such a thing has happened. So from your end, what are you doing? You are taking it quite positively and trying from your end to maintain a healthy relationship. Now, when I'm talking about this positivity in this, especially this email campaign, for any business organization, taking things in a positive terms is works as a key for any kind of a successful business organization. Because how are you perceiving a certain thing becomes an essential, you can say, tool or the stepping stone for your further decisions which you are going to take on your part, as well as which the consumer is also going to see you in or perceive you as a product or as a brand. So your transactional emails are helping you offer customer service experience. They are also helping you generate the leads. They are also helping you increase the customer retention, we have already spoken, and loyalty. Okay, they are also helping you engage customers and help in sales, tell the customers about your brand, and so on. Okay, so what is important is, in case of transactional emails, ask these questions to yourself. Do you follow up quickly and deliver what you have promised? Because this is essential in any kind of a business campaign. Whatever has been promised, you have to try your best to give at least more than what you have promised, so that the consumer is at a happy end. Then do you have systems in place that gives customer true value? So are you giving a true value of the product that has been promised? And the next is, do you respect your customers' wishes? So what is being perceived? Are you respecting what is being expected out of you by your consumer? Because that also plays a very essential role in a healthy business campaign. Now we're going to talk about sending broadcast and triggered emails. email best practices talks about where every email is not meant for everybody. Okay. Similarly, if you have to manage the time also, you cannot sit individually for every person and send one by one to every subscriber or every consumer or the target audience, because that is again going to waste your time. Okay, so that is why sending the email has been divided into two parts, that is your broadcast emails or the triggered emails. Okay, so we have discussed time management is required. It is very essential. Now, okay, we are going to talk about now broadcast emails. What are these broadcast emails? Now, broadcast emails means where you are sending the emails to a group of people in one go, with a specific purpose and at a particular time. Now, please also remember that you cannot, bombard target audience inbox with your one specific kind or category of an email every time, because that is going to irritate the other person. Instead of convincing or impressing an individual on the other hand, or convincing him to actually open your email and be engaged with your, at least open and read what is there inside the email body. So it is essential that you do not send a particular kind of an email again and again on a continual basis without any purpose, because every email has to have a certain purpose. Without a good planning, if it is sent, it is simply going to irritate the other person. Okay, so broadcast emails, if we talk about, they are not sent as a response to consumers action. They are only sent with a specific purpose at a specific time. Now we are going to talk about for what three purposes can this broadcast emails be used. The very first is your newsletter. Now newsletters can be in the form of daily, weekly, monthly email newsletters. So you are kind of informing on a continual basis, slowly and steadily, about your organizations, about your programs, or about your products. Next is your promotions. Now promotions happen when you are actually promoting your product to the subscribers, your services to your subscribers or to the target audience. Okay, so only specific emails will be sent for major promotions. By specific over here, I mean that the whole list of your subscribers should be sent every kind of an email or the promotional email. It will depend upon what kind of the requirement does your subscriber or your consumer has. So it is, you have to be specific with your email even when you are promoting a particular kind of a product. Next is your segmentation. Okay, so segmentation means when you are actually segregating, you are kind of picking out a certain mass, or you can say group of people out of the crowd. Okay, so by sending the broadcast emails to the entire list to know the specific interest of those customers. Now we will talk about segmentation. Now broadcast email is sent to actually do the segmentation. Segmentation is what? When you are segregating, you are like taking out a specific number of consumers out of a group of consumers. Okay, so how are you doing? You are basically broadcasting the emails, the broadcast emails that you are sending to the list, whatever list you have of your subscribers, of your target audience, you are sending to them, and then finally you are segregating out of the interest your every consumer have, because every consumer who is actually coming up to your or opening up your you can say your website is not having, everyone is not having the same interest. So you will have to segregate in order to ensure that the right kind of an email reaches to the right kind of a person. It is essential that segmentation is done at the prior level. Why? Because then in that case you are able to find out the specific interest of your consumers. Okay, which is going to help you later on to maintain the effectiveness of your email marketing campaign. Then is your triggered emails. Now triggered emails are generally automated. They are fully automated. Why? Because these are sent as a response to the customer's actions. These are an automated emails which are being sent. A kind of a triggering email may basically include your gated offer email, which may include registration confirmation or new subscriber welcome email or purchase receipt email, abandonment of a shopping cart email. It may include re-engagement of a lost subscriber. That is again going to include in the triggered emails, or segmented promotion or referral request after a customer has left the review. Okay, so I hope this was clear. What is the importance of sending a broadcast and the triggered emails? Now we will talk about email campaign and when do we need to send it. As I have already discussed earlier, any kind of an email, if it is sent at the right time with the right purpose, it is going to have a better conversion and will be successful in its purpose. So a good email at the right time will be successfully able to engage your customers. That means whatever action you are expecting your subscribers or your customers or your target audience to take, the successful email campaign is going to solve the same purpose. When we are designing an email campaign, it is very essential. There are certain steps that we need to follow first. It's just like doing a certain kind of a planning or a homework, which will help you sort out what email has to be sent to which customer and which group of customers basically, and when do we have to send the emails. Okay, so for that, what do you have to do? You have to first make the use of the promotional calendar. You have to frame the promotional calendar, the very first step. Now, what is this promotional calendar? If you are in case a marketer or a businessman, it is very essential that you have a promotional calendar ready with yourself. Why? Because this is helping you understand which kind of an email has to be sent when to the segmentation that you have done to your list of customers. Using this promotional calendar is basically helping you send the email at the right time. When actually do they require? It is also helping you mobilize your subscribers. Okay, from one stage of the journey to another. As I said, it will help the customers to take action the way you want. Then next is your step 2, which is your cataloging your products and services. Okay, now before you catalog, you understand it has the list of the programs or the products that you will be offering. So before you make up your promotional calendar, it is very essential that you catalog your products and services. Because cataloging basically is actually helping you analyze which product do you want to actually promote. What kind of a product do you want to promote? When do you want to promote? That is you're going to get the data only once when you catalog your products and services. So for this purpose, we are keeping a detailed record of the assets, and this is kept in the most famously known as the promotional asset sheet. This is basically keeping a detailed record of your assets. So whenever you are releasing any kind of an asset, you are updating your promotional asset sheet. This is helping you keep an updated information of the assets that you have, the products that you have, the services that you have, the categories that you have. Cataloging is to know what marketers can sell, how can they sell, to whom do you want to sell, and when can they sell. Okay, because every product you're not going to release it every time. So this is basically helping you decide when can you release a certain email campaign. Now normally a question may arise, what does this promotional asset sheet has? So okay, your promotional asset sheet is going to contain name of the product, price of the product, okay, when did you last send the email regarding the product, or how many emails have you sent with respect to promotion of that particular product, whether it is currently available or not, because this is also something very essential. It is helping you update. Okay, and also where did you actually sold this product, okay, via email. Okay, so all this and many others, this promotional asset sheet is going to be having all such kind of an information. Now every time your asset is being released, you have to first update your promotional asset sheet, Once this sheet is updated, frame your promotional calendar. Why do I actually need to go for this cataloging of your products or services or making this promotional asset sheet? Tracking your products keenly is basically helping you with marketing your products easily. It is also helping you analyze how many or were your email campaigns successful. Now we are going to talk about creating an email campaign. So how do you make a campaign which is actually going to help you move your customers from one stage of the customer journey to another? We are going to discuss this. The very essential is, can you go for the email campaign without annoying your customers? Now this is something very essential. You get a lot of emails in bulk and it actually annoys because you have to finally delete at times a lot of emails without even going through it. Okay, so can you do the campaign without annoying your customers? If yes, then how? Okay, and can you still create a long-term brand engagement with the help of your email campaign? Because a majority of your information with respect to your brand, with respect to the products or the services that you are providing, can be communicated to the right kind of an audience via email only. So what are the different types of email campaigns? The very first is your indoctrination campaign. This is a campaign which is immediately sent to subscribers. The moment the people subscribe you send the indoctrination campaign. The intention behind all this is to basically tell your subscribers that they have chosen the right kind of a platform, the right kind of a brand, to teach them more about your brand, to convince them that they have made the right choice by subscribing you or becoming a part of your community. See, we will have to understand this very clearly, that customers just do not become your subscribers instantly. Okay, somewhere you have given them or provided some kind of a value to your customers, and with the help of the gated offers, the time when you provided them the gated offers, you have rendered some kind of a value out of which they have associated themselves with you. Whether you had asked for the detailed information or the email, or whether they simply went to your website or bought or purchased any kind of a product. So here basically somewhere it is your responsibility to assure them that even if they just went and opened your website and were introduced to who you are, even by that simple action also, they have really made the right kind of a choice. They should be given more chance to explore you. So when they see your name in the inbox, they will not be able to trace who you are, what your brand stands for, what kind of a solution your company is providing, or what value can they expect out of you. You are basically in this putting your best foot forward. That means you are giving the best kind of introduction about yourself, how you are, who you are, what you stand for, and how can you help them. Then it reaffirms positive action. What is positive action? Finally, the conversion of these subscribers. So you have to carefully draft this indoctrination campaign. You can also see a very positive impact on the open and the click-through rates of your emails. Once you have a positive impact on the opening and the click-through rates of your email, then you can assure that your campaign has been successful. Now we will talk about what is the purpose behind the indoctrination campaign. Okay, it should be able to welcome and introduce your brand to the new subscribers. So welcome emails and introducing yourself in the best possible manner, in-depth manner, where they can be convinced that they have made the right choice. Then next is tell the benefits of being a subscriber. So here you have to ensure that they should be convinced with respect to the choice that they have made, that you can provide them the best kind of the solutions, or providing good amount of quality information or quality products. What can the subscribers expect from you? This also can be stated here. What can they do next? Now after the subscription, what can they expect next out of you? All this has to be there in the email itself. Now by saying what can they do next means what step can they take next. Last is you introduce yourself to your brand. What do you actually stand for? How can your customers or your subscribers associate you? What kind of a persona can they imagine of you as a brand, so that they can correlate themselves with you as an organization? Now, next is your engagement campaigns. This kind of an email is again a triggered email or the triggered campaign, which is being followed by some kind of a subscriber's action. So here you are basically making an offer or a sale to your desired audience or the subscriber. You intend to finally convert your subscriber into your regular purchaser. So here, what is the role? You are asking your subscribers to become your converts. You ask them to take the next logical step by knowing their interest areas. So whatever their interest is into, you are asking them to actually purchase or go for try your products or the services. So in this case, how are you going to design this kind of a campaign? You have to initially first analyze these two things at your own level. What are the points? What next step do you want your subscribers or the customers to take? Okay, so once your subscribers have chosen you, in the sense that they have subscribed you, they are not fully aware, we had discussed earlier. Now here you have to ensure what kind of a step do you want your subscribers to take. Is it just buying your product? Is it by going for the value of your product? Is it you want them to become a long-term customers and engage them? Here you would want basically your customers to purchase your product. You would want your subscribers to explore your website probably more. You would want your subscribers to engage with your brand more and more, and finally become a long-term customer. The next is the customer actually ready to take this next step? Subscribing doesn't mean that he is ready to actually buy your product at this stage. Once you are able to gain the trust of your target audience or the subscribers, then think about they can purchase your product. Or it becomes at times even questionable when in the initial stage you are expecting them or demanding too much from your valuable customers. Now we're going to talk about what are the purpose. The very first, it is basically to turn your subscribers to converts. Next is design the engagement campaign based on your customer journey. As a smart businessman, as a good marketer, it is very essential to ensure at which stage of the customer journey is your customer. Based on that, your engagement campaign has to be strategized. You are referring back to the customer journey. Why is this essential? Referring back to the customer journey, why it is essential? Because this is making you analyze what was that which created an interest on the part of your subscriber in your product or your brand. So based upon this, okay, you are designing what is going to be the next possible step of your customer. Then is refer the positive action done previously. Positive action previously means whatever action positively, like of subscribing you, that is one of the positive action. So somewhere a hope was raised, somewhere you were able to convince your target audience or the customer with respect to your existence. Next is overcome against objection, any kind of objection that the customer has, any other negative action. So you have to take it very positively and try engaging them or re-engaging them. The next is prescribe the next step. Here you have to analyze the next possible step based on the previous step that they have taken. Last is ask for the next step or order. Next is your Ascension campaign. Now you must have heard the word ascending orders in your maths. Now ascending order is what? When you are kind of upgrading, yeah, from smallest to the biggest. So Ascension campaign, here also you're taking your customer from the low level to the higher level. How? Like initially when they have made the purchase, when you started off with introducing yourself, then the customer was able to at least have a trust in you, and then they made the purchase. And now once they have made the purchase, ensuring that this particular customer is retained with you, makes the purchase again and again with you only, becomes your loyal customer. This is known as the Ascension campaign. This is again a triggered campaign which is sent after purchase. turns buyers to regular purchasers and loyal customers. It is also to build a long-term relationship with your customer. So it is very essential that you retain your customer. Because what kind of a relationship that you build with your customer is going to stay for long. So here you are offering a bit more along with what they want. When you are offered something extra, that obviously leaves a very happy feeling. Similarly, here when you are sending an email campaign of Ascension campaign where you want your customers to retain, try offering them something more than what you had actually promised. Now, what is the purpose of this Ascension campaign? The very first is prescribe the next logical step. You want your purchasers now or again go for you or opt for you, choose you among others. Next is increase the average value of your customers. How do you increase the average value of your customer? When you are providing valuable or value to your customer again and again. That is how you are ensuring that they have made the right choice when they chose you as a product or a brand. Next is you increase the trust of your customers. So trust can be gained only with respect to the quality that you are providing, okay, the value that you are providing, okay, or how much whatever you promised, have you been able to successfully accomplish that, okay. Then is ascend your customers to brand advocates and raving fans. As a good businessman or a marketer, you have to ensure that once who has purchased your products or your services, he has to be associated with you for the longer term. And if this happens frequently, simply means that they are liking your products and the services. They are now your brand advocates. So the brand advocates is what? They are now advocating you. They would probably, through the words of mouth, they would refer you to other people. This is, you can say, a good success of your Ascension campaign. Okay, next is your segmentation campaign. This is basically a manual campaign where you are segmenting your subscribers based on their interest. Segmenting means you are breaking them apart. So you are kind of choosing how, on what basis, on the basis of their interest level. So for example, if I say that you are a book owner, okay, so you are providing novels of different interests, maybe fiction, maybe other categories, okay. You send an email, a segmentation email to your subscribers. Now based on what email has been opened and which category has been clicked by how many people, you are going to understand what kind of a book has been preferred by which category of the subscriber. So here you get the segmentation very clearly with respect to their choices that they have made, with respect to their interest level. Now based on the response that your consumer has taken with respect to the segmentation email campaign that you have sent, you get the list of consumers who are interested in a particular category of a product, and therefore on the basis of then that you can easily now do the follow up. Now next is your re-engagement campaign. So by the name itself we can analyze it is when the consumer has first he has somehow got engaged to your brand or your website, and now somehow he has lost that loop, and you have to now re-engage him in some way or the other. You want him to get associated with you again. This kind of an email will be sent to a subscriber who has not opened or clicked or responded to your email in maybe last 30 to 60 days. Now there can be n number of reasons why behind not responding to your email in any sense. Maybe possible that they were too much busy. It may be possible that they were engaged in some other work for that time, or it may be possible that they had some kind of a maybe going through certain problematic phase of their life where they were not opening the email at all for that particular moment. Or also it is possible that they were too much fed up with you or maybe annoyed with you because of you as a marketing agency or as a marketer or as a business owner, where you are continuously sending the emails it is possible they are now fully annoyed with you and they have now stopped responding to your emails. Now, once you have made your best possible efforts to re-engage your customers, still if you do not get a positive response, try updating your list, because that would be the best possible solution now. Okay, instead of keeping an old list of the consumers and again irritating the same person or the group of people again and again, it is better you update your list and remove those customers who are not now interested in your products or the services. Next, we're going to talk about designing an effective email. Okay, so normally we already know that we get a lot of email. And how do you actually need to write or design an email so that your email is effective? It should stand out amongst other emails which are being received by the people in their inbox. You also need to analyze why a customer would engage with you or with your promotion. What is that you are offering to him? What special is there in your product or your services? Normally, when we talk about an effective email, it would include something like an attractive headline, maybe some kind of success stories, or some pictures, providing the customers with the list of benefits of being associated with you, or also at the end asking them to go for certain kind of a call to action. Before designing an email, ensure what does your great email copy would answer. Why now? Why now means, why is your email very essential? This email that you're sending, why it is so essential to be sent now only? Because we have mentioned the importance of time earlier. Okay, so is your email something which is introducing a new product, on sale item you are promoting to your customer, or your promotional email is more about some seasonal kind of a products or the services? So is it something which your customer basically needs or wants? Okay, now at that moment of time, more than any other time, so you get to know what is your customer actually expecting out of you at what moment. Next is who requires. So who means your target audience? Who is your target audience? You are not going to send your email to each and everyone. Who is the set of the target audience who is going to receive that email based on their interest, of course. The next is why it is required. Why you means why your brand only, why you as a product only, or why you as a service provider only. Okay, why it is so necessary for your customer to opt you as a product or a service provider. So you have to ensure over here that if they choose you, that is the best choice that they can make in their life, or their life will be greatly impacted, okay, by choosing your products or services. The last is you have to give the proof. Proof means, see, whatever promises that you're making, you have to, if you have the proof of your past experiences, if you have the proof of the past customers in the form of testimonials, in the form of your photographs, success stories, you can easily put over here. Your email copy is well designed if your email is able to answer all of these questions. Okay, now we are going to talk about what are the basic reasons why people purchase or they click on the option of buy. The the basic reasons behind why would a purchase be done by any kind of a consumer or a customer. Based on this only, you're going to make the body of the email. You're going to design the email, okay, so that your email is on point and discusses every such factor which is essential to convince your required customer. See, normally when people buy or make a purchase, this is always for a reason. The consumer was looking for the personal gain attainment, or he was desiring a particular product, and therefore once made an option availability of that product, the consumer went for buying that product. The second reason is social proof or influence of any other party, that people are attracted more towards a crowd. Okay, it's more about that, okay, certain sort of people are having a certain item, then why should I be left behind? So The person opts for the same category of the product without even knowing the utility at times, without even knowing what was it actually useful for him or required for him or her. So most of the time it is like, following like others. Influence of a third party means maybe the product was suggested by maybe your friend, maybe by any third person who had consumed or tried and tested your product, and he liked it and he has referred the product to that to the other person. Okay, logically fit after research. This means that consumer has done good amount of research with respect to your category of the product, with respect to other alternatives which are available, and after that he feels that it is the best suitable product which is going to meet his needs, or which is going to fulfill the requirement at that particular point of time. And next is fear of missing an opportunity. Now that people tend to buy products which majority of the consumers have already tried and tested. So people feel that, okay, something must be there, then why are these group of people buying this or opting for this particular category of a product? Okay, so they do not want to feel that they have missed a particular opportunity. They do not want to feel that they did not try and tested that product which others have already had the privilege trying that product. So why are we discussing all these reasons is that you have to mention these reasons. You have to frame your email in a manner where each of these reasons have to be very much specified in the email body. Mention this reason in the email copy to help drive your customer. Okay. Now we're going to talk about how do you write an effective email subject line. The subject line is something which is very essential because this is something which is going to be visible at the very first instance. People do not generally have a lot more time to analyze whether they are going to open a particular email or not. It is just a matter of, you can say, 2 to 3 seconds where they decide whether to open it or not. Okay, so your subject line should be such which is able to convince your consumer to actually click on the email. There are the 3 basic types of subject lines which are essentially used. Okay. The number 1 is curiosity subject line. The curiosity subject line, as the name says, it is able to arise curiosity. What next? What is there which is being offered in the email? Okay, so highlights or the subject line which are very precise in arising the curiosity, such as if you are into a health business, a subject line specifying, for example, lost 20 kilos in a month. Do you want to know how? Okay, or would you want to lose 20 kgs without compromising on your diet? Next is your benefit subject lines. Now benefit subject lines are going to be subject lines where the benefit is being provided of some sort. Like for example, 20 best ideas to lose weight, or 10 best ideas for a healthy diet, or 10 best ideas to create a profit-making business. Such kind of benefit subject lines are going to be subject lines which are going to help the consumer to further open the mail and see what exactly the benefit is being offered by the customer. The last is just scarcity subject lines. Over here the consumer is feeling that, okay, if I do not open this email, I would miss upon certain kind of a benefit or some kind of a major information. So here the subject line could be, for example, hurry, the big sale for the weekend, or the Christmas sale ends tonight. So this is something which is going to arise the feeling of missing out on certain offers. Okay, now we are going to talk about how do you write a body copy. See, writing a body copy is not a formula driven kind of a you can say content. It is more an art of how do you put across your content to the consumer so that he is convinced to click on the links further and explore you more. Okay, so the body copy must address major points that need to be covered. Okay, we are going to discuss the major points later on. Now, the very first thing is when you write a body copy or the body of the email, ensure that you divide it into different chunks. Now, each chunk, when you provide a link with each chunk, it helps the consumer to move on to the page where you actually want your consumer to go, or you are giving them the chances to explore your brand your organization even more and better every time. Now, each chunk that you are providing should be able to solve each of this question one by one. Okay, how are you going to now chunk your email? Okay, we are going to talk about this. How are you going to chunk your email? So, okay, so the very first thing is you can first have the points that is introduction. Okay, introduction, here you must address the question who requires. We had discussed it earlier, if you remember. Okay, who actually requires this? Who are the customers who require the category or the kind of the products or services you are offering? So it is very essential that the customer must realize why this promotion or the promotional email is very much necessary for them, very much essential for them, or meant for them only. Body of the email. Okay, here you have to answer the question, why do they require? Why do your consumer requires you as a product or a service provider or the brand? Okay, so here you are basically writing, you are mentioning the benefits or what will be the outcome trying your products. Okay, then third is your close. Okay, close. Now, close over here means at the end you are basically mentioning why now. Why now means why only now do you want your customer to take a particular action. Okay, so here you're basically giving him a timeline. Okay, you're providing a timeline that the offer that you have is limited, is for a limited time only. The last is your postscript. Now, postscript is something you convince, or you can say give a full-fledged proof to your consumers or the customers or subscribers about you or your products. Okay, so how are you actually giving this proof? You are basically mentioning the testimonials or the positive reviews, or if any success story that you have. Okay, so normally stories have I have already mentioned it earlier also. Stories are something which are very much evergreen. Now, people tend to relate themselves more to the success stories. So if you have any kind of a story, a real-time story, mention that, cue the click. Okay, now if you have written a good email copy or you have made a good subject line, that is not just enough. Okay, at the end it is also very essential that you request your consumer or your subscriber to take a particular action also. What are the different methods by which you can opt for this? The very first is give a benefit driven question. There can be a benefit driven question such as, would you like to burn fat without exercise or without workout? Okay, so click on the link and then find out. So what is happening? You are again requesting the consumer to basically go for the clicking. Click on the link so that he can take a particular action. Give a proof with your product. Okay, so here you are providing proof with your product. Next is show the after. See, before and after is very essential. The status of the person before he tried the product and after once he has tried the product. Okay, now if you have good pictures, if you have good proofs of before and the after state, then in that case it helps as a full-fledged solid proof of you can say convincing your customers to take a particular action of clicking on the link, so that they can also have the same status, similar status of such an impactful difference of before and of after. Offer a takeaway. Now, offer a takeaway is like basically you are kind of giving them a last chance, or you can say a last offer, okay, of trying your product on time. So here basically example can be, this is the last chance to lose weight at 50% discount. So here you are basically giving them a takeaway, offering them a good amount of an offer, okay, and giving them a chance to explore you again and make them do the desired action that you want. Okay. The last is your email deliverability. Okay, so what does this mean and why it is very much essential? See, after making so much of efforts of writing how the best email copy and convincing your consumers or your subscribers, in the end, if you they do not receive the desired email, it's all going to be in vain. Okay, so ensuring that you are not a spammer, okay, or you do not even have any such kind of an intention, is very much essential that you convey to your audience. Build your infrastructure in a manner that there is email deliverability is ensured, first of all. Or you can also use certain tools or application softwares which are ensuring that the email will be delivered. So there are certain I have mentioned over here. It is Inbox Ally, Email Octopus, Omnisend, Send Pulse. You can, and there are many others also which can be used, okay, so that your deliverability is not impacted. So as of now, I hope it is clear to you the whole process of email marketing campaign. Okay, so thank you so much.